This is channel of rebuilding.
Get every lighters out and ready, cause here one non-stop fire roll.
This is channel of rebuilding. We another production by Roadblock Prod MMFG GCTV.
Yeah. Yeah. City lights shining, moonlight guides us through. Dust and bricks around us, but we're pushing through. We rebuilding, we TV screens they see. Great grandson's legacy, we're family. In the heart of chaos, hope stays in our veins. Eyes on the horizon, through now we break these chains. From the ashes we rise, with every breath we take. One step at a time, got history to make. Streets are rough and broken, heartbeats echo strong. Together we are spoken, in unity we belong. We rebuilding, we TV screens they see. Great grandson's legacy, we were family.
Top story, Memphis rapper Yo Gotti's brother Anthony Bigjook Mims was killed in a shooting Saturday, Memphis Police Department confirmed Sunday. According to an MPD Facebook post, an officer was in the area of 6385 Winchester Road around 4:15 p.m. Saturday when he heard multiple gunshots. The officer went to the location and found two victims with multiple gunshot wounds, both of whom were transported to the hospital. Mims, 47, was identified as the victim who was pronounced deceased at the hospital. The second male victim was in stable condition Sunday, police said. During a press conference Saturday evening, Deputy Chief Paul Wright said police were analyzing video but did not have a suspect identified at that time. He said it was also not clear if there were multiple shooters. We do feel like the individual that was shot was possibly targeted by the suspect, Wright said. He said the two men who were shot had been attending a repast following a funeral service. On Sunday, police said a witness on the scene said suspects in a white SUV were responsible for the shooting. The vehicle is a white Ford Explorer with black wheels and dark tinted windows, and images of it were captured on surveillance video. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. More update, next by We Rebuilding, We TV channel. Stay tuned. Young Dolph's signing of a promising artist led to betrayal and ultimately resulted in his death, highlighting the dangerous consequences of street beef and gang retaliation. Young Dolph survived a shooting incident where his vehicle was shot at roughly 100 times, showcasing the intensity of the attack. The murder of rapper Young Dolph in Memphis has led to a chaotic and violent war between rival gangs, with suspects being killed and others fleeing the city, and there are suspicions of a possible connection between Dolph's label and rival gang. The death of Justin Taylor, who was attacked instead of the actual shooters, suggests that eliminating him was more valuable than catching the actual killer, raising questions about the motives and connect.
Great grandson in the building, you know what I'm saying? Bigjook ordered the hit to kill Young Dolph and paid those dudes $800. He didn't pay up the $100,000, and he was sent away. And I'm not talking about behind the wall. He was sent under. So what I did was we went back to when Bigjook was killed, when he was unalive. The killers got away. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have more footage of the killers exposing everything. Like I said, this is for fair use only.
This is Channel of We Rebuild.
Explosive new allegations this afternoon about the murder of Adolph Thornton Jr., known as rapper Young Dolph. That trial got underway today in a Shelby County courtroom. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman. April is on assignment. Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, is accused of shooting Young Dolph outside a Memphis cookie shop almost 3 years ago. But today, prosecutors told the jury it was actually a man known as Bigjook who ordered the hit. They claim Bigjook was high up a record label, CMG, a rival of Young Dolph. Bigjook, who was the older brother of well-known rapper Yo Gotti, was killed earlier this year outside a Hickory Hill nightclub. WREG Shay Arthur has been in the courtroom all day and is live with the latest details. Shay, what have you learned?
Alex, I just stepped out of the courtroom just a short time ago. That testimony is still ongoing. It's really been going on really this entire day in this highly anticipated trial that really so many, just not across Memphis, but across the country, have been following. Young Dolph, loved by so many here in the Bluff City. Security here at the court, very, very tight. There's extra police officers up inside there around the courtroom. You have to go through 2 metal detectors to actually get inside that courtroom. And the prosecution and the defense, they've been telling some very different stories about who was to blame here in the rapper's death.
Justin Johnson, one of the men accused of shooting Young Dolph outside a Memphis cookie shop, sat stoic in court. Shelby County prosecutor Paul Hagerman painted the picture of the day of the crime for the jury, who was brought in from out of Shelby County. Hagerman says Johnson, an aspiring rapper known as Straight Drop, shot Dolph along with a second man, Cornelius Smith. He says the shooting comes after a $100,000 hit was ordered by Bigjook, who was high up at CMG, a rival record label and the older brother of rapper Yo Gotti. The contract hit was arranged by a third man, Hernandez Govan. Investigators say Govan would seek out new talent for CMG and also provided drugs to Smith. The jury was shown the moments Young Dolph was killed outside Makita's Cookies. Hagerman said to Johnson and Smith, the shooting was, quote, just business.
What we watch up here is so quick, and we watch it and we call it violence. That's a man with a family and with a life who's laying at the edge there in the yellow, riddled with bullets, dead. We watch that and we call it violence. For Cornelius Smith and for Justin Johnson, it was just business.
But Johnson's attorney says his client is innocent, saying there's 2 sides to every story, and Govan was using Johnson.
You like to exploit. You like to exploit young rappers. Like Mr. Johnson. He brings no skill to the table, but you're going to hear testimony about how he intended. It was his sole mission to get a 30 to 60% piece of Mr. Johnson.
Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy was also present, speaking to us about the trial finally happening nearly 3 years after the shooting.
Great anticipation. I mean, this is the culmination of a lot of years' work, and there's been a lot of work done by our staff at the DA's office and also by law enforcement to bring the people responsible for this tragic killing to justice, and that's what we're going to do this week.
And Alex, really, so far in the case today, beyond those explosive opening statements that we heard, those accusations there from the prosecutor, we also heard from the sister of Young Dolph, along with one of his former security guards. Currently, right now, Cornelius Smith, he is the second man, along with Justin Johnson, accused of shooting Young Dolph there in front of Makita's Cookie Store. He's currently under cross-examination by the defense. We'll hear from him tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm going to go back up there in the front. We'll bring you the latest back then at 5 o'clock. For your news leader, we're live downtown tonight. Shay Arthur, WRE.
Than I ever been before. Get mine, homie, go out and get yours. I'm more focused than I ever been before. Get mine, homie, go out and get yours. I'm more focused than I ever been before. Get mine, homie, go out and get yours. I'm more focused than I ever been before. Get mine, homie, go out and get yours. The time is now, homie. Never walk with the blind and the phony. Separate the real from fake. Do your dirt by your lonely. But always keep a bunch of wolves. I stay hungry, no lie. Focus like me. Major Mr. G, major work, major recruits. Putting that work, they ready to eat. than I ever been.
Already got you and don't stop by the road.
Before we get into this, we have our mayor being investigated by federal agents, corruption, etc., etc. But yo, brother, leave the weed alone, man. We got you before saying it was a good idea. Now we got you running in all the spots. Get in the bud. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with you, King. Because we confused over here in New York, man. We're going to proceed. This is great-grandson. If you just came up in the spot, press the like button. We're on a vertical feed right now. You know what I'm saying? Share the live. Share the live. You know what I'm saying? The first story came through was Bigjook ordered a hit on Young Dolph and paid the killers only $800, and it was supposed to be $100,000. They smoked them. All right? But we're going to get into our brother Eric Adams, man. What's going on, man? A lot of people stepping down over there, man. Some more important things you should be worrying about instead of knocking our brothers and all that out there trying to make money. Proceed.
Get every lighters out. Already got you and don't stop by the road.
The marijuana industry continues to grow in New York State. Within days, the first round of retail licenses will be up for grabs.
And in the first round, the city wants to make sure underserved Black and brown communities get first dibs. CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch explains how it will work.
For too long, these communities have faced high rates of drug-related incarcerations, and they have been denied opportunities to build wealth. That's a terrible combination, and today we're dismantling that combination.
Inside Medgar Evers College, the first CUNY institution to offer a minor in cannabis education, Mayor Adams announced the launch of Cannabis NYC, a program he says is designed to pre-invest in those who were justice involved.
It's about setting the foundation of equity.
Non-traditional players are usually left out, and that is what we're trying to change here. We're talking about billions of dollars and countless jobs.
The program, the brainchild of Kevin Kim, Commissioner for Small Business Services.
The city's first ever services, all at no cost and in...
Oh, I had to come in real quick and talk about this. Do you see this guy right here? Why are they saying the weed is coming from China? The weed is coming from his people. Am I right or wrong? Am I bugging for what I'm saying? Am I bugging for what I'm saying? They're saying that the marijuana is being manipulated by the Chinese. Do your research, y'all. But I'm going to proceed. Now, this was before. This was months ago. Months ago, this was. This was months ago, y'all. This was months ago. You know what I'm saying? This was months ago. But yo, check this out real quick, yo. This is ill.
Multiple languages to help aspiring justice-involved entrepreneurs apply for the state's first retail license. If you or a close family member had a marijuana...
Pay attention what this guy is saying. Pay attention. This is before and after, ladies and gentlemen, involving Eric Adams, our dear mayor who is being investigated by federal agents to where his colleagues stepped down. You're playing around. You're giving out all this marijuana arrest or conviction before March 31st, 2021. You see the date. We in 2024 now, y'all. I'm going to proceed.
On an arrest or conviction before March 31st, 2021, and you've been an owner or a partial owner of a profitable business for 2 years or more, you may be eligible to apply for this first round of.
Jeffrey Garcia, co-founder of Latino Cannabis Association, says members are excited to get assistance from the city.
This is about not just getting people licenses, but really helping them build businesses, right? And generational wealth.
Turning cannabis into an opportunity for economic prosperity. From Prospect Lefferts Gardens in Brooklyn, Vanessa Murdoch, CBS 2 News.
Now, Commissioner Kim says one main goal is to help those involved in the unregulated cannabis industry transition into the licensed market.
Meanwhile,
One thing for sure, one law that was passed is clearly being practiced right now because I smell some weed. Someone is smoking. Someone is smoking. Smell that, Marsha?
Moments later.
Raids on illegal cannabis shops could be coming to the 5 boroughs. A task force with the mission of shutting them down hit 24 today, and it wasn't just marijuana they found. News 4's Andrew Siff is at City Hall right now with the mayor, where the mayor says today's raids are just a drop in the bucket.
Officers filling evidence bags with unlicensed cannabis products. A surprise raid at the New City Smoke Shop today in Lower Manhattan. One of nearly 24 similar stings across the city today.
I mean, you got to follow the rules, I guess. I don't know.
Mayor Eric Adams said the reason the city hadn't acted sooner, they were prevented by state law until lawmakers changed the language this spring.
These shops have become magnets for crime and disorder, and it has impacted on our quality.
Before we proceed, y'all, we're going to have a quick intermission. This is great-grandson of We, Rebuilding We, a.k.a. Tsunami.
Years and years ago, I lived on this globe. Real dangerous when I flow. With earthquakes and volcanoes, I push with speed. And when I rise, they all remember me. When I come up to tear things up, no more living it up. The core tragedies amongst families, making it rough. Drastically ferocity, sweep a city and tear things up. They calling for help, but couldn't stop me. The time is up, I move the coast. I move boats and ship with coke and dope that you won't see. In the path of my wrath, I kill a whole army easily. And my name is Tsunami. The force that I bring is so vivid, it's not a movie. The force that I bring is so vivid, it's not a movie. So get with me. They call me great-grandson of We, Rebuilding We. See me. Years ago.
Now the sheriff can supervise an NYPD operation. And that's what happened today as deputies and officers seized illegal mushrooms, flavored vapes, and unlicensed cannabis. Day one of a raid officials promise will get bigger.
Our operations will continue to expand to address the total number of shops that are illegally operating in the city.
But the sheriff acknowledges it will take time to make a real dent, with nearly 3,000 illegal shops in the city. Just yesterday, police investigating a worker stabbed at a smoke shop in Harlem.
And we're seeing more and more acts of violence at smoke shops.
Some New Yorkers tired of complaining about the shops, happy to see the cease and desist letter today in Lower Manhattan, not to mention the padlock.
Hey, why do I got to pay taxes? Why do you got to pay taxes? Why does he got to pay taxes? You want to operate a legit operation? Pay your taxes.
But some wonder if the shuttered shops will just quickly reopen. City Hall says this time there's a $10,000 fine and they have to get a judge to sign off on a reopening plan. All this as the state continues to be slow about rolling out the licenses for legal cannabis shops. In Lower Manhattan, Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
One thing for sure, one law that was passed is clearly being practiced right now because I smell some weed. Someone is smoking. Someone is smoking. Smell that, Marsha?
You want to know the key to fixing and flipping? Don't.
times and tears. Some gone, but I'm still here. Some days I waited for her. On the perfect day she appeared. On that right track she was always there. Support me and my homie with that Zion in the air. Spin in motion, on time, hi-hats and snares. I expressed my feelings to her. When I see my words meet, perform something unique for the world to hear.
You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore.
They did you wrong in many ways. Hip-hop, they did you wrong in many ways. Hip-hop, they did you wrong in many ways. I'ma deal with you until I'm in my grave. Thinking of ways to build a fortress with no stress, Moses. Thinking of my life as a hustler at his best, crossing the railroads back and forth with a torture knife for freedom. Never stumble, help a hand, cross a fan before the train come. When it come, I lose my life as grandson because I'm a rebel. We young rebels and then some. But where I came from is real. He got money, we gotta get some. That's how it is in every slums. For preachers with miracles who save the cripple. Thugs clutch guns and spray people and then run for the cause. It's the reason why snitches laying on the floor. From a 4/5 that made his head spun. Times is too raw. Everybody want more. I was taught to go out and get it as a man, and then hurt him with demands and plans. Cause we made it on the block. Made it from dipping the cops. Made it when some released those shots to hit the Carter was sparked. Made it on the block. Made it from dipping the cops. Made it when some released those shots to hit the Carter was sparked. Made it when we got evicted. Made it when moms accepted that nothing pops. Born hustlers on the spot. Made it on the block. Made it from dipping the cops. Made it when some released those shots that hit the Carter was parked. Made it when we got evicted. Made it when moms accepted that nothing pops. Born hustlers on the spot.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you will realize that the only things that truly exist in this reality are merely pain, suffering, and futility.
Get every lighters out and ready, cause here one non-stop fire roll.
This is Channel of We Rebuilding We, another production by Lock Prod MFG GCTV.
We mash up bricks in the car, roadblock and riot again.